Okay, time to be off for a new work week. Everybody's back from vacation now, so we're back on a regular schedule now. Summer schedule is done. We'll have to wait and see if my schedule for tomorrow is back to normal or if I'm still working all evening. But other than that, it should be back to normal, which is really nice. It's good to know your schedule in your by heart rather than have to look it up every day, because it changes from week to week, which is what it's like in the summer. We got the 7th episode of Angels of Death this weekend. I didn't have really time to talk about it because my weekend was completely filled up with Pokemon Go, as you probably noticed. But this episode we got introduced to Gray, the priest living on the next floor, and he is just as creepy as I imagined him. He was always one of the creepiest characters in the game, because you never know what he's thinking. You never know if he's helping you or if he is working against you. Now I know at this point, obviously, but I remember when playing the game I had so many questions about this guy, because half the time he seems to be helping you and the other time he wants to burn you at the stake as a witch. So he's a bit of a puzzle, that one. Also, I think his eyes are what makes him the most creepy, since they're completely grayed out. So we got some good news yesterday. The girl who there has been trouble with is not coming back to work, which is a good thing. The bad thing is that it might become a very, very long 2 weeks for me, because one of the girls, the girl who is supposed to work this afternoon and Friday evening, is not able to work this week. So I'll have to work until they don't need me anymore tonight, and I might have to give up my free day on Friday. We'll have to see. Depends on if my boss got in touch with the other girl who is supposed to cover those hours, and if she's able to work on Friday. I guess I'll find out when I get to work. Hopefully she's available, because I would really like to have my day off. I have the Celebi quest to focus on as well, and I have some recording to get to. Since I've barely been home the past weekend, I haven't gotten a lot of that done. Either way, I'm going in to work lunch today, so I'll be getting more information when I get there. Also, I've realized that these little vlog things have kind of turned into a combination of me talking about work and me talking about Pokemon Go, with some anime talk in between. So let me know if you want me to separate the different topics, put the Pokemon Go talk in its own videos, because I'm aware that not everyone's really that interested in that, and it wasn't really the idea of these Carpods to be that focused on Pokemon Go. So if you want me to separate those and make specific videos for Pokemon Go, separate all the things I talk about concerning it into their own videos, and not lump them in with my work talk and my anime, the show talk, let me know, because I can absolutely do that. It all kind of comes down to opinions, because I mean, when I have days off and I'm going for raids and I'm focusing a lot on Pokemon Go in my spare time, obviously I'm gonna talk about that a lot, and I'm aware that it might bore some people, the people who are not interested in Pokemon Go. So let me know what you think. Should I make it 2 separate series? That would trim the length of these videos down quite a bit as well. There's that too. Let's see if they're actually working by the blocked off road today. Because yesterday they weren't. They blocked off the road in one direction all day yesterday. But they weren't supposed to start working until today. Which is ridiculous. Why close off the road a full day before you start working? The only thing it did was annoy people, and nobody knew what was going on. We had to actually go in and research what was going on, why the road was blocked off, and it's just ridiculous. So in the end, people realized that there is nobody working on that road. So people just ignored the fact that they had blocked off one lane, because it wasn't actually blocked off. They just put up signs that said you weren't allowed to drive in that direction. You were allowed to drive in the other direction, and there was just a half-a meter wide blockade that you could easily drive past. I'm gonna have to see when I get to that point what they're doing with it. Okay, so they've put up a 30 sign. So far, so good. So I should be allowed to drive in this direction. Now they're actually working. And it's still blocked off in the other direction. So But this time there's actually cause for it, so I can accept that. Which means I might have to drive a different way home. This is gonna be interesting because I've never driven that way home, so I don't really know the area. We'll have to see. Okay, so I got it confirmed. This will be a long week, which means I will not have a lot of free time at all, which is a bummer, but there's not much I can do about it. I will have to go in and work on Friday, giving up my one free day this week, which means I don't have an off day until next Saturday, which is gonna be tiring but not unmanageable. I made some progress on the Celebi quest today. Got past the first step. I haven't had time to actually get to a raid since the research was released Monday evening. So I didn't get to do that until today, but now I just need to catch Pokemon 3 days in a row to get to the next step. I don't think this research is going to be as tedious as the Mew one. It seems like it's actually going to be a lot easier, which is nice. Also, I realized a frustrating thing. I have only just discovered the funs of AR pictures and realized that the past few days, 2 or 3 days, the AR pictures I've taken in-game with the in-game camera didn't save at all. It refuses to save the pictures. Apparently I'm not the only one with this issue, and I've searched everywhere in my phone, gone through the file manager and checked through the folder where they have saved previously, and they're not there. So that's quite a few photos I've lost because my phone didn't save them. Now I know that, so from now on I'm gonna use actual screenshots to take the pictures. It's annoying, but now that I know about it, I can do something about it. Okay, so I'm off for my supposed day off that didn't exactly become a day off. But, to quote my boss from last night, she's working tonight because nobody else was available to work, and we fired the girl who was supposed to be working. So, and I'm gonna be honest, I'd rather give up my day off to have reliable coworkers. Honestly, without question, I would do that. I am doing that. So it doesn't really bother me that much. Except that now I don't have a day off until Saturday next weekend, which is kind of a bummer, but can't be helped. Also, I hope my phone holder actually stays in place right now, because yesterday, as I was driving to work, I was driving along as usual, and suddenly it just crashed. It just let go of the panel and ended up on the floor. So now I've placed it in a slightly different place. You might notice the angle is completely different. So we'll have to see if it sticks this time. It would be nice if it did. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to reposition it where it was. So I guess we'll have to see. Ooh, big bird. Anyway, so I'm off to work for the evening. This is gonna be fun, I guess. Also, I ordered my new video camera today. So it should arrive on Monday, because I ordered it before 3 p.m. So it should be arriving on Monday, Tuesday at the latest. So that's gonna be fun. That should allow me to make a wider variety of videos. Because right now I'm really only doing these Carpod videos and gaming. So it should allow me to easier make different kind of videos, because I'll actually have a camera that I can use and bring with me for stuff, and yeah, make a lot of different kinds of videos. I should also be able to set up to make some kind of setup at home for making more vlog type videos, because I want to try that out, see how that goes. I have a few ideas. It all comes down to how much time it's gonna take, because right now I don't have a lot of it to dedicate to that. Also, I wonder if they're gonna be finished with fixing the water leak on the way to work by the time I'm going home tonight. I hope so. Otherwise it's gonna carry on until next week. They still got one lane of the road blocked off, so I'm allowed to drive to work my usual way, but I've had to go a very different way going home, because I need to get into the back roads on my way home, because you're not allowed to drive in that direction, which has been a real hassle. It's been like that all week, most of the week. And it's been a real hassle, both for large trucks and for buses. They've had to make a temporary bus stop because they can't get to the bus stop. And people don't get that, so they still go to the regular bus stop to wait, and I've seen them on my way to work, and I honestly feel sorry for them. So here's hoping they're wrapping this up tonight, or at least open up the road over the weekend so people can actually drive their usual routes over the weekend. Because it's pissing people off, honestly. Good news is, now I know where the school in the little town where I work is actually located. I've known the general direction, but I've never had a reason to go down that way. Now I actually know exactly where it is. So that's something. Not that I know why I would ever need to know that fact, but now I do. Also, my Go Plus is catching absolutely nothing today. Oh. Apparently it's motorcycle day today. There are a lot of them coming through. Oh, it actually looks like they've opened up the road. That's great. Okay, going in for a legendary raid. We've got Ho-Oh spawning this weekend. D brought my phone, or sent my phone and his with a friend last night because we were both working. So we have done one raid. D got a shiny, so obviously that was caught, because since shiny raid bosses have 100% catch rate, I didn't get mine. So, keeping my fingers crossed that I get one today, because otherwise that's gonna be annoying. So we're gonna get this in before either of us starts work. D starts at 2 p.m. and the raid starts, well, the egg hatches at 1:40. So, and we've said we were gonna start at hatch, so we're both on our way in separate cars, since I have work as well today. I don't start until 4 p.m. though, so I have plenty of time. I might actually stay in town for a bit and walk around. I need to stack up on gifts because I'm on the research task that requires me to send 20 gifts, and since you can only stack 10, and I haven't been able to get out and walk around a lot, so I haven't been. I'm about halfway. I think I've sent out 10 since I got that research. Apart from that, I need to walk my Eevee, so that's a double win. So I might just stay in town for a little bit, walk around. I brought everything I need to go directly to work from town with me, just in case. So we'll see. I really should go home in between though, because I'm in the middle of editing and I would like to get it done today, but we'll have to see. Making decent time. D is not too far behind, so we should be able to make it. There's still those 2 minutes of wait before you actually in the lobby, before you actually get in, so should be fine. Got it. Okay, so I was going to buy a cup of coffee and go home and edit, but the coffee shop that I usually buy my coffee at is closed on Sundays. I forgot that, so I walked up to it entirely for no reason. So instead I'm going home to edit. I might actually make another cup of coffee at home. Might not, haven't decided yet. But either way, I'm going home, trying to get half an hour of editing done before I have to leave for work. Anyway, I got my ho-oh, so I'm happy about that. So now I don't really have a lot of legendaries that I'm missing that I won't be able to get soon. I think so far I'm missing Moltres from Generation 1. That's the only legendary from Generation 1 that I'm missing. And since the other 2 birds did get it, it's probably gonna get its own day. Hopefully I'm gonna be able to actually participate this time. I did participate in the Articuno Day, but it didn't really go so well because of lack of communication and things, so we weren't able to organize it very well. So we didn't get to do that many raids. And for Zapdos Day, I wasn't able to participate at all. D was having my phone as he was participating. So I did get the Zapdos, I just wasn't there to catch them myself. So hopefully I'm gonna be able to actually be an active part of Moltres Day. For Generation 2, I'm missing Entei and Suicune, which we know Entei is coming as the next research reward, breakthrough reward. So logic states that Suicune should be the next one after that. So that's not gonna be a problem. I got my Ho-Oh. I did have a Lugia, one single Lugia from before, so got that. Then there's Celebi, of course, which I will have as soon as I finish the research, since it's 100% catch. So that's also not gonna be a problem. From Generation 3, I'm missing Regice. I've got Regirock and Registeel, but I didn't manage to get the Regice while those were around. So I'm gonna have to wait until they inevitably come back. And the rest of the Generation 3 Legends, it's Deoxys, and I'm blanking. I think there should be one more. Is it the Lake Trio? Is that Generation 3? I don't remember. I feel like I might be mixing the generations up. But there is Deoxys anyway, and there is speculation that that's gonna be the next X-Raid boss. So we'll have to see about that. Anyway, so I'm not really missing that many legendaries. No, oh, I know which ones I'm missing. Groudon and Kyogre and Rayquaza. I'm missing those. Those are Generation 3. So those are the ones that I was blanking on. So I'm missing those two. So hopefully they're gonna come back as well. They need to bring some of the legendaries back to raids. They've kind of run out. All of the legendaries have already been in raids. So until Generation 4 comes around, we need to get reruns, so to speak, of some of the other legendaries. So I should have my chance at them, which is good. And I'm off to work. So I did give Ora Monogatari, or My Love Story, a second try. But I'm gonna be honest here, I didn't make it through the full second episode. Thing is, I have a very low tolerance for idiocy in characters, and this show just pushed all of my buttons. It came to that. So if it does get better, so if you think I should make myself watch a couple more episodes because it does get better, let me know. But from what I've seen so far, I'm not gonna put myself through watching it because I honestly didn't enjoy it. So sorry about that. I did watch the latest episode of Angels of Death though. That one I'm thoroughly enjoying. So we're going back through the floors to find medicine for Zack. And everything is different, and Gray is being a prick and testing her. So we have holographic visions of Kathy and Eddie going on, and tests for Gray to figure out what kind of person she is. And Ray is just being badass, actually. I remember when I played it through, the actual game and got to this part, and she really took me off guard. She is just, without a care in the world, mowing down everything that's in her path. Because it's in the way. There's no real other reason. It's in the way and it's annoying. So it has to go. And this attitude of hers took me by surprise first when I played the game. Now I was expecting it and wondering how they were going to portray it. And the way she just blanks out and just, you're in my way, felt really, really incredible, actually. Then again, pretty much everything about Ray is incredible to me because I love the character. And next up, so next week, she'll be going back to Zack's floor to get his knife. That poor knife. Everything that poor knife is gonna have to go through. We also got a little more backstory on Ray, or on Zack, through flashbacks and dreams as he's unconscious, which is nice. Kind of shows a slightly different side of him that is not usually seen. So it's nice to get that. Although he still thinks of himself as a monster, which is not really that strange because everybody else views him as a monster. I don't think he is, though. I never did. So it's kind of sad to see that and to know that that is the way he views himself, as a monster. Because no matter what, he's still a human being. And it's showing through in his interactions with Ray. The human part of him kind of leaks through when he's interacting with her. So while she is acting like an emotionless doll most of the time, he becomes more human. And that's really fascinating to watch. Anyway, I'm almost at work, so unless something really interesting happens tonight, this is it. Since I stopped recording going home altogether because it becomes too dark. So I'll see you guys next week. Bye.